So almost a year ago now, and shortly before I made the first Brawl Imperialism video, I found this video by the YouTube channel Brawl Alternative, which covers the history and topics about competitive Smash Brawl. This video went over the history of what stages were tournament legal, and in the video, he specifies that the first ever tourney was one that Nintendo officially held on launch day of the game. This tourney, however, had some very interesting rules. One stock, 1 minute timer, items on and set to low with the Smash Ball disabled, and battlefield only. This is horrendous. So I decided, what if I made a Smash Imperialism video but using the rule set that Nintendo used for this tournament? However, it does come with a slight change. Most of the time, underpaid GameStop employees couldn't be bothered to try and keep the rules strict, so what they did is they bumped the timer up to 2 minutes. Still not enough. And either let the players choose the same stage, or choose a random stage, which had some very bad implications. This means that yes, Sample L Maze was tournament legal at one point. So what I did is one stock, 2 minute timer, items on lowest Smash Ball off, and I only chose random stage select. This couldn't go bad, could it? Our first match is Rob, who chooses to go northwest and faces off against Ganondorf. The stage is Lilac Cruise. Rob manages to get a good head start on Ganon damage-wise and dodges most of his hard-hitting attacks, but once he tries to recover, he gets nailed to the Lore Lock Punch, giving Ganondorf the win and control over Rob's tile. Pikachu decides to head east and faces off against Marth, the stage being Frigate Orpheon. Orpheon, however you pronounce it. It takes almost 40 seconds for Pikachu to get hit once, and by that time, Marth is already at 88%. Pikachu launches Marth into the air and just almost kills him, but Pikachu goes for a down special, which ends up killing Marth, giving control of his tile over to Pikachu. Up next, Peach goes east and fights against Yoshi on Halberd. It's actually a rather even matchup until Peach gets the fan item and starts racking up damage on Yoshi. However, once they land on Halberd itself, Yoshi nails Peach with an up smash, giving him the win. It was at this time I realized I had some stages disabled on the random stage selection, so I re-enabled all of them. All of the other rules stayed the same. Now we have a brother versus brother matchup as Mario heads south to face off against his brother Luigi on Spear Pillar. One of my favorite looking stages, but one of my least favorite to play on due to the annoying stage effects. Mario and Luigi start fighting down in the second layer, and Mario begins edge guarding with the laser sword, and as Luigi goes to recover, he hits a charged up swing with the sword to kill Luigi, giving him control over Luigi's tile. Ike decides to head northeast and to face off against last time's runner-up, Mr. Game & Watch, on the 1-1 variation of Mushrooming Kingdom. Mr. Game & Watch gets Ike to 100% within the first 30 seconds. It seems like an easy win, until a normal 3-hit combo launches Game & Watch, and because of the scrolling screen, where normally he could recover easily from, kills him instantly, giving Ike control of the tile. Man, first Rob, then Peach, and now Mr. Game & Watch. 3 out of 4 of my mains are already defeated, with the only hope being that Meta Knight can clutch this. Next up, in our first Empire Leader v Empire Leader showdown, Yoshi heads to the east to face off against Ganondorf to determine which will be the first character to grow their empire past 2 tiles. The stage is Port Town Arrow Dive. Immediately, Yoshi, the character with good air mobility, comes a second away from killing himself for no reason. Ganondorf almost dies as well, but because the stage transitions, it saves him by spiking him and Yoshi back up in the air. However, Yoshi can't recover once the stage starts moving again, ends up dying first because somehow the character with great air movement loses to Brawl Ganondorf. Next up, Samus decides to reawaken a beast. She goes to Mario Circuit and faces off against Zelda and Sheik. But since this isn't Battlefield, she can't edge camp, right? With one of the weakest forward smashes I have ever seen, Zelda wins and gets 2 tiles. Why would you start this, Samus? Ike decides to gain some more land and heads east to face off against Pokemon Trainer on Hand and Bow of all stages. Most of the match is just Ike and Charizard bouncing around, barely hitting each other because the stage is designed like a horrible stage builder creation. But in the end, Charizard hits Ike midair with a rock smash to gain control over his empire. Next up, we're on Corneria as Fox decides to head south and face off against Falco. Ironic because Star Fox characters fighting on a Star Fox stage from Melee, the game where Falco made his Smash debut, and the game where Fox makes Hungry Box crash out. Fox nails Falco with an up smash to gain control over his tile. This is how the board looks so far after 9 matches. Ganondorf in first with 4 tiles, Pokemon Trainer in second with 3 tiles, and Mario, Zelda, and Sheik, Fox, and Pikachu all being tied for third with 2 tiles. Ice Climbers decided them being the second best character in the game and Ganondorf being the worst, they could easily defeat him and take over first. In the first 22 seconds, Ganondorf hits them with 1 Warlock Punch and wins the match, getting a 5th tile to his Empire. The stage was Jungle Japes, but I think in this scenario, the stage literally could not matter any less. Up next is our first match to take place on the custom stage. King Dedede heads northwest to challenge Captain Falcon. The stage is a giant penis called Toad 2. You can tell that I was just making up dumb shit to try and beat the challenges to get all the stage builder parts. They spend the entire match inside of the said phallic object, never once leaving to go fight around the dreaded PP ladders, and the round goes to sudden death. A single neutral air is all it takes for Captain Falcon to gain the win. Well, after that beautiful mess, Pit challenges Link to a match on Delfino Isle. Link has the advantage, but Pit begins to start edge guarding. As the stage starts to rise up to move to the next spot, Link grabs onto the ledge below the stage and then trips, causing him to die. Palutena's favorite twink, Pit, takes the win. Next up, the protagonist of that one game that never made it to America challenges against Sonic on Skyworld. Lucas racks up high damage on Sonic, and granted Sonic is light, one wrong move here could cause him to die instantly. However, Lucas fails to recover due to Skyworld's floor getting in the way, allowing Sonic to barely squeak out a victory and claim Lucas's tile. The previous champion, returning from last Smash Imperialism, Toon Link steps back into the brawl, and given how he took down one dominant Empire leader to snowball his way to victory last time, it only makes sense he does it again, this time challenging Ganondorf by invading through Rob's tile. If you missed last time, Rob is a level 1 CPU set to 100 damage handicap, and the stage is set, a custom stage called Noodle without an E at the end. And I don't know if you can see the issue here, but Toon Link kills Rob as Ganondorf is trapped between a falling block and a spike trap, racking up high damage on himself. Toon Link throws a barrel into the spike trap, causing Ganondorf to max out at 571 damage taken here, a new all-time record, as he is spiked throughout the map and killed, netting Toon Link the win in all of Ganondorf's land, putting him in first place with 6 tiles owned. Fox faces off against Lucario next on another custom stage, this one called Banana but without an A. Now, I reasonably got scared because of the simple fact that the preview image is just an enclosed square made of ice, so I thought that this fight couldn't end. Thankfully, they spawned on top of the ice box. However, due to it being right next to the kill plane, a single up smash by Fox at 67% is enough to kill Lucario and grant him a victory, throwing his Empire to 3 tiles. Next up is a direct rematch from the first Smash Imperialism video, as Kirby decides to head south to face off against Meta Knight. The stage, Sample, Mbath. No Sample L Maze, folks. The entire match is Meta Knight getting high damage on Kirby, but both of them just keep stalling, so it goes down to sudden death, and I don't even know what happens here. Meta Knight goes for an up air, but Kirby jumps and hits a neutral air at the same time, and somehow, even though it looks like Kirby cancels Meta Knight's attack, Kirby is the one who goes flying and dies, allowing Meta Knight to go 2-0 against Kirby in these videos and gain a 2nd tile to his Empire. In another direct rematch from last time, Snake decides to try and take on Sonic, this time on Rainbow Cruise. Oh joy! Sonic once again gets his ass kicked the entire time, but due to Snake trying to do his side special on a disappearing platform, he falls and is unable to recover, allowing Sonic to win again and get a 3rd tile under his Empire. Up next is the shortest match in both of these videos, as Pikachu invades Pokemon Trainer's tile on Flat Zone 2. In just 18 seconds, Pikachu side smashes Squirtle to win the match and grows Empire from 2 tiles to now 5, one behind Toon Link for first. In the craziest coincidence yet, we have yet another rematch, even down to the ally that one of the leaders brings into this battle. Olimar invades Toon Link through the Ice Climber's tile. Last time, it was even with Olimar being slightly in the lead, but due to fucking up his recovery, he gave the advantage to Toon Link, who went on to win the whole thing. This time, Olimar looks to avenge that loss, and they go to a stage where none of that could happen. They choose to go to Mario Bros. Ice Climbers immediately die to a Koopa, as Olimar also begins to get wrecked by the same exact one. However, Olimar begins to rack up damage on Toon Link, including making him roll out of the way of an attack, only to hit a Koopa instead. In the end, Toon Link grabs a Koopa shell and, trying to dodge another attack by Olimar, rolls into another Koopa, killing him. This allows Olimar to get his win back from last time and jump to first place with 7 tiles owned. This is the Olimar Revenge Tour. Sonic decides to try and own most of the east side of the board by challenging Pikachu through Ike's tile. The stage being selected is another custom stage, this one called Tingle, missing an E. The entire stage is just a box of past few platforms that look more like a Terraria boss arena than a Smash stage. Because of the size of the stage, Sonic can't even manage to kill Ike as Pikachu racks up damage on him before killing him with only 5 seconds left on the clock. Pikachu claims Sonic's 3-tile empire to take over first place as he now owns 8 tiles. Olimar is in second with 7 tiles owned, Fox is in third with 3 tiles owned, and Mario, Zelda, and Sheik, Pit, Meta Knight, and Captain Falcon are all tied for fourth with 2 tiles owned. Donkey Kong decides to jump into action and invades Link's tile. The custom stage chosen is A, which is just a giant capital letter A. Between this and the Smash Ultimate Tournament, never let me use Stage Builder in a Smash game ever. Donkey Kong kills Link and gets a good lead on Pit before Pit begins to edgeguard, and due to Donkey Kong having a shitty recovery, he falls a long way down to the bottom, giving Pit his Empire's 3rd tile. Pikachu wants to try and beef up his Empire as much as he can, and after the last 2 games, he must be thinking it's a piece of cake. So he heads south to Lucario's tile and challenges him and Fox to a match on Pirate Ship. Pikachu underestimates his opponents and gets his ass kicked by Fox. And in a last-effort move, Pikachu attacks a barrel which explodes all 3 competitors. However, Fox shields it, causing Pikachu to blow up Lucario and himself in a suicide move that hands Fox his entire empire, earning first place with 11 tiles now owned. Ness, who is surrounded on all but one side but Fox's empire, decides to do what Pikachu failed to do and invades Lucario's tile, this time on Summit. Lucario dies within 10 seconds. The iceberg begins to slide down the mountain as Fox and Ness now fight in low gravity, until Fox touches the ground for a second and is killed immediately, losing first place after holding it for only 1 match. Ness is now in first place with 12 tiles owned. Now that we have only 12 fighters left, I decided to activate the semifinals rule set. It is now 3 stocks, 4-minute timer, and items have been bumped up to a medium spawn rate, Smash Ball still disabled. Our first match in the second act, and Ness decides to head westward and challenges the undisturbed Wolf's tile to a match on Newport City. The match is as stalemate as you would imagine a 1v1 on Newport City is, with Wolf only going down to his second stock after 2 minutes, and even then only because Ness spawned in Lyn as an assist trophy. Ness continues to stall until Wolf Meteor smashes him and then follows it up with a side smash to kill Ness and even the score. They stall even more until the timer ends, sending the match to sudden death. Ness hits Wolf with this yo-yo, allowing him to gain a 13th tile to his empire. Olimar realizes that he has both Wario and Bowser trapped in the southwest corner and decides to strike first, challenging Wario to a match on Castle Siege. After the stage transitions to the inside of the castle, Olimar side smashes Wario off the stage, causing him to drop his piece of the Great Dragoon. With all 3 pieces, Olimar grabs it and hits Wario with it, killing him at 0%. If Wario wishes to win this, now he has to kill Olimar 3 times in a row without dying, or 2 times if he wants to risk sudden death. And of course, a CD spawns in a match I'm not playing. I love trying to 100% this goddamn game. Wario now at 135% damage, side checks a soccer ball into Olimar, downing him 1 stock, only for Olimar to come back and up smash Wario, killing him, growing his empire to 8 tiles. Bowser realizes that he's next and attacks Wario's tile to get the jump on Olimar, and 75 meters is the stage that is selected. God help us all. Bowser loses his first stock before Wario does, not off to a great start. The spring comes out and launches Olimar into Donkey Kong, which doesn't kill him but does kill all his Pikmin. He then just decides to suicide and jump on Donkey Kong to drop a stock. Bowser starts committing a terrorist attack. Bowser gets down-aired by Olimar, hit by a spring, and then hit by Donkey Kong to drop him to his last stock. Olimar at this rate is just fucking around and finding out as the stage claims his second stock. Bowser kills Wario with his up smash, who gets launched up into a fireball by Olimar, sliding him off screen and giving Olimar the victory. Thank God that mess is over. Speaking of a mess, this twink decides to challenge Olimar by going through Ganondorf's tile, with the match happening at Green Greens. Pit dies before Ganon can even lose his stock, and then in an insane double kill play, gets hit by a Meteor Smash by Olimar in a move that knocks them both down a stock. Pit kills Ganon and gets Olimar down to his last stock, but he gets juked by Olimar and loses his Empire, causing Olimar to grow his Empire to 12 tiles owned. Mario remembers that he has an Empire as well and goes after Diddy Kong, one of only 2 fighters who have yet to own more than their starting tile. The stage, Final Destination. Mario eats a spicy curry and edge guards Diddy Kong down the stock. Diddy assembles to Drake Dragoon, but misses and doesn't manage to knock Mario down to his second stock until he hits 185% damage. And despite the massive damage difference, Diddy quickly closes the gap using a Fire Flower and a Spring. But after recovering back on stage, Mario downs Diddy to his last stock with only 25 seconds left on the clock. Diddy tries his best, but the clock hits 0 right as Diddy hits Mario with his up tilt, which could have brought the match to sudden death. Saved by the clock, Mario is the winner and gains Diddy Kong's tile. Zelda and Olimar never faced off in the Smash Imperialism video, despite the fact both were extremely large and dominant empires. But this time, they get to as Zelda takes Olimar and the Ice Climbers to a match on Pokemon Stadium 1. Zelda gets a taste of her own medicine and is the one who gets edgeguarded, losing her first stock almost immediately. Zelda gets rid of the Ice Climbers, but as she does, Olimar downs her to her last stock, with him having all 3 stocks still available, and only at 12% damage. Zelda even transforms into Sheik due to how dire the situation is becoming. But alas, the former Edge Queen has a maximum tomato eaten right in front of her and eats a baseball bat to the face for Olimar to grow his empire to 14 tiles, with one of the most dominant wins in this entire video. Olimar, fueled by the power of defeating 2 of the most dominant leaders of the last Imperialism video, and fueled by revenge for his embarrassing loss in the last video, is becoming clear he wants nothing but pure unbridled domination. And what I want for you to do is to show, if you're still watching, to subscribe. The last video did great, and 93% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you could do that for me and help me push to 900 subs and beyond, it would mean a lot to me. Sorry for that intrusion, back to the video. Olimar's lust for power leads to him now expanding eastward and challenging the forgotten Captain Falcon's empire. This match being on a custom stage called ST20020714082709. Man, I really was just shitting stage just have to get that one challenge done, wasn't I? Captain Falcon throws an exploding capsule at King Dedede and kills him as soon as the match begins. After 2 minutes, Olimar downs Captain Falcon and then forms the Great Dragoon, knocking him down to his last stock. He gets revenge by hitting a sick Falcon punch on Olimar, but the damage has been done as the Falcon goes down by a side air with a purple Pikmin, giving Olimar another 2 tiles to his empire's domain. 4 matches left as 5 fighters remain. The last one to have never fought finally steps out, and just like last time, it's Jigglypuff. Now, she's surrounded. Either she can head to the west and challenge the freshly defeated Captain Falcon, or she can challenge one of Ness's many tiles. She decides to head up to Wolf's tile and invade Ness, the stage being the final custom stage of the video, H. Yes, just a lowercase letter H. Just like last time, she gets absolutely destroyed with Wolf having 2 whole stocks left by the time she is finally hit by Ness wielding a hammer, giving Ness the win. All tiles are now owned as only 4 empires remain. Olimar's first with 16 tiles, Ness in second with 14 tiles, Mario in third with 3 tiles, and Meta Knight in fourth with 2 tiles. Mario wants to jump to first by getting the upset win, this time invading Ganondorf's tile, taking the fight to Shadow Moses Island. Mario loses a stock first before tearing down the left side tower wall and eliminating Ganon by drop kicking him right in the paw. The battle then becomes who can fight closest to the blast zone before one loses a stock. After a little knockback and only 42% damage taken, Mario is taken out by Olimar, growing his empire even more by another 3 tiles. Meta Knight sees that he is surrounded by 2 gigantic empires and decides that he wants the best advantage possible for the final match. So in our penultimate match, Meta Knight takes Olimar and Pit to Green Hill Zone. Meta Knight walks right into the shooting star's explosion, knocking him down a stock within 30 seconds. He forward airs Olimar off the stage, throws a bumper to knock Pit down to his last stock, and then summons Samurai Goro. Pit is eliminated, and even though Olimar gets the hammer, Meta Knight picks up a metal box and manages to tank the hits long enough for Olimar to break the floor and fall while stuck in the hammer animation, putting my Brawl main in the lead. but due to being at a high damage percentage, it comes down to the last stock for each. Olimar begins chaining neutral airs to rack up damage. Meta Knight hits his neutral special to get Olimar off his ass for a second. The floor begins to fall apart, and I am absolutely losing it, cheering on my guy as his Rool from Sonic 06 is playing throughout the fight. Suddenly, a green shell comes out of nowhere and hits both of them, almost killing Meta Knight. He tries to sing to the ground when... Alright, I'm done crying over Meta Knight. Let's continue to the finals. The rule set has once again been updated. 5 stocks, no timer. Items spawn on high with Smash Balls enabled. Just like last time, each Empire leader gets 1 level CPU ally at a 100% damage handicap to aid them, making the finals a 2v2. Ness chooses Sonic to help him, and in an ironic twist, Olimar makes his ally Mario. The stage, once again, is randomized. The finals of the As Nintendo Intended edition of Smash Brawl Imperialism will take place on Big fucking Blue. The match starts and Mario already is down a stock because of Ness hitting him with a baseball bat. Olimar then knocks Sonic down a stock. Ness sends out his yo-yo and gets Mario to his 3rd stock and almost knocks Olimar down to his 2nd. Ness forms the Great Dragoon and completely misses. A Smash Ball spawns in and Mario grabs it, releasing the Mario finale in a move that only even hurts, let alone kills Sonic. As this is happening, Ness tosses Olimar and Olimar becomes the first captain to lose a stock. Ness then eats a maximum tomato to go back to 6% damage. Olimar bunny hops on Sonic's head, which causes the blue blur to lose another stock. As a down tilt from Ness takes out Mario, Sonic gets hit by Olimar and knocked onto the track again, dropping to his last stock. But to any Sonic fans out there, I'm talking to you, Jelly. Olimar meets the same exact fate less than a second later. Ness then releases his PK Starstorm, which kills Mario, but due to Olimar having invincibility frames, he manages to tank all but one of the hits. Sonic turns Olimar and Mario tiny as Ness eliminates Mario from the match, meaning Mario is at a 2-stock disadvantage and lost his ally first. Olimar then gets rid of Sonic, and it is down to captain to captain. Ness starts to struggle getting back on stage as Olimar begins to edge guard, only for him to PK Thunder. Olimar jumps at him with an air attack, and the track catches both of them and knocks both of them down a stock. Olimar on his 4th of 5 stocks, and Ness only on his 2nd of 5 stocks. Olimar manages to get his final smash, but misses his rocket's big explosion, which is the main killing part of the move. Olimar gets tiny due to a poison mushroom, which helps him as he dodges Ness's laser gun blast, and then gets a mega mushroom to return to normal size and land a down smash on Ness, knocking him down to his 3rd stock. Ness tries dodging a flying Pikmin by Olimar, but gets caught on the track and is taken down to his 4th stock. Olimar went from no chance of winning to somehow clutching it, which is a scary trend if you can keep holding on. Ness gets a final smash, but in the same attack launches Olimar off stage, meaning that when he uses it, Olimar comes back in time for the attack to end, and it was pointless. Olimar summons Blossom to edgeguard, and as Ness tries to propel him with Self of PK Thunder over her, he gets caught on the stage, and we are down to the final stock for both competitors. Ness launches Olimar away, and... Olimar clutches it and is the winner of the 2nd ever Smash Brawl Imperialism, the As Nintendo Intended edition. All of my mains got taken out early, and somehow that damn captain and his Pikmin managed to find some way out of every bad situation they were put into to avenge what happened to him last time. If you guys have any more challenge ideas to do with Smash Imperialism, please let me know because I would love to do more of these. But with that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and even share the video if you liked it that much. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys!